Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our webinar. Today, we are going to be speaking about building wealth, how automated scheduling helps financial services companies to build and retain their client bases. I am Marshall. I'm part of the marketing staff here at SUMO Scheduler. What is SUMO Scheduler? Well, SUMO Scheduler is a Salesforce native customer engagement software platform. We provide appointment, event, class, and queue scheduling solutions to help employees to engage with customers while improving employee team coordination and efficiency. What does that mean? Well, we're going to kind of get into that a little bit today as one of our account directors, Ryan Russo, will be taking the lead today. He is going to be sharing, he has a wealth of experience and knowledge when it comes to the financial services industry. And so he's going to be talking with us today about how automated scheduling and tools like SUMO Scheduler in particular can really help to build and retain a client base to build wealth for the future. I could brag about Ryan for quite a while, but I'm going to let him do it and let him take over. So Ryan, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Marshall. Very much appreciate the intro. And yes, everyone, I'm Ryan Russo, account director with SUMO Scheduler, and my specific focus is in the financial services sector. And today we'll be discussing an excellent digital transformation story in the FinServ space made possible by SUMO. I'll be sharing a case study centered on a mid-market investment firm's burning need to address gaps in their existing client engagement structure and how SUMO enabled this organization to overcome these challenges. We'll start today by addressing the core challenges that they faced in customer engagement. This will be followed by a discussion around specific goals for their future state. Then I'll run you through a quick demo of how they are able to leverage SUMO's customer engagement platform to solve for their challenges. Of course, we'll save the last 5 to 10 minutes for questions. So our investment firm had a solid list of current pain points for SUMO to address, and they were really focused in 4 key areas. One was the fact that they were leveraging outdated lead gen tools. And these comprised web to lead forms on their website and also outbound marketing campaigns directing prospects back to these web to lead forms. And both of these led to issues with capturing appointments at the prospect's peak point of interest. The next pain point our organization was really struggling with was lacking an organization-wide unified solution for client engagement, which was stifling their sales process. And we find it's very common for organizations to approach customer engagement in a siloed fashion due to the varying needs of each department at different times. And while a quick fix to address individual needs of each department is sometimes the easy button, over time this leads to gaps in functionality and security across multiple teams. Other teams continuing to leverage manual processes to book prospect and client meetings, which is an inefficient use of time due to the back and forth scheduling dance that we all know too well. Their IT team also needed to become experts on each solution in use, which ate up additional bandwidth. And constant change management was a result of this. And finally, within this pain point, there was no easy way to scale users across so many tools and processes. Their next pain point was that, in the FinServ industry, new security requirements and initiatives are constantly evolving. And as industry level regulations and internal requirements changed often, it was important for our client to not only meet the current regulations or requirements, but to ensure they were able to future-proof this need with a secure solution for this year and beyond. And finally, the final pain point on the list was poor business insights. And due to the many disparate platforms and manual engagement processes in place, it was really impossible to accurately report on customer engagement metrics and KPIs, leading to guesswork in individual and team metrics. So this was quite a list of pain points seen all too frequently in the FinServ space. Fortunately, our investment firm had a solid set of goals which SUMO could easily address. Not surprisingly, our investment firm's goals aligned well with their pain points, and they fell into 5 individual buckets. First was enhancing their go-to-market strategy via automation of their customer engagement tools by enabling their prospects and clients to directly book appointments at their peak point of interest. Next on their list of goals was to streamline their sales process. And this really entailed enabling end users with the tools that expedite client engagement activities, such as booking recurring meetings, having scheduling links in their email signatures, creating usable, reusable appointment links for specific cross-department user groups, and more. And then repurpose the time spent on these manual scheduling processes into additional face time with prospects and clients. They also needed to remove cross-department barriers in their scheduling dynamics by leveraging one platform for the organization. For example, teams booking on behalf of other teams or multi-department client meetings. And finally, within streamlining their sales process, they needed to ensure appointment attendance with an appointment reminder system, as well as automating rescheduling and cancellation of appointments while having some guardrails around these processes. Next, they needed to from a goal perspective was a need to meet or exceed new security requirements, and the solution needed to be Salesforce native, ensuring that their client data was safe and secure within their Salesforce org. Integrated and or browser-based solutions were not going to cut it here. And next goal on the list was to simplify user adoption and scale their user base easily. And they needed to truly expedite user adoption by leveraging only one platform for customer engagement, which would in turn free up their IT department's time by only having to manage one client engagement platform. And this also leads to the ability to scale their user base easily by leveraging only one platform. And finally, improved business intelligence and oversight. And within this, they needed reporting on appointment-based KPIs and metrics across all teams, as well as a holistic overview of upcoming appointments by individuals, teams, locations, and territories. With their goals now well-defined, it's time to take a quick look at an overview of how their customer engagement plan came together. SUMO's task was to provide a seamless client engagement experience for our investment firm, which really entailed enabling their prospects and clients to connect with their organization 24/7, providing consistent and personalized communication with prospects and clients throughout the engagement process, and arming their staff with tools that remove manual processes, allowing for more time spent face-to-face with prospects and clients. This overall approach provided our FinServ client with a true omni-channel service solution, benefiting both clients and staff while achieving their goals. And now for the fun part. Let's take a quick look at a demo of how all this came together for our FinServ organization, leveraging SUMO Scheduler. So the first part that we were able to streamline and optimize was our FinServ clients' go-to-market strategy. And the first area we're going to look at today is automating inbound lead gen. Their prospects and clients are now able to book an appointment directly from their Salesforce community and website in about 30 seconds. And perhaps the most important part of this process is the ability to capture the prospect or client's information by leveraging a series of custom data fields, which are used to either create or match on the client's lead, contact, or person account in Salesforce. And this ensures a clean flow of data into their org and reduces admin maintenance. So once everything's filled out here, the client is able to move to the next step, and a very important step at that, which is meeting the client where they are, whether virtually, in person, or on the phone. For our purposes today, we're going to select an in-person meeting and choose a location that's nearest us, as SUMO will hone in on the locations nearest to the client and provide them in a handy list, just like you see here. So we'll choose this location here and move to the next step in the process. So what you'll see here are a variety of different appointment types offered to the prospects scheduling in this process. And it's important to ensure that the appointments are being routed to the right team with the correct skill set, aligning with the client's needs. Each appointment type shown aligns with the correct team members with the right skill set to handle the appointment. And for our purposes today, I'll choose an individuals and families wealth management consultation. Now, at this point, the client is able to choose a time that works best based on the real-time availability of the internal resources that have the capability set to handle that appointment. And I can simply click the day I need to schedule the appointment, the time, and then move to the next point in the process here. Now, given the nature of the business, or our FinServ organization's business, um, there's sometimes a need to invite significant others or business partners to the consultations, and Sumo is able to provide this uh, by enabling the prospects to invite others and also put a note in for the participants so everyone can be ready for the meeting and hit the ground running. And in some cases, there's also a need to upload attachments in the process, and Sumo also enabled prospects to upload attachments or drop files and pull them directly into Salesforce. Very convenient stuff. So once all this is set, the client receives the confirmation, and within this, as this confirmation drops into place, a number of processes come together at once. The appointment confirmations deploy to the host and all invitees. Connected calendars are updated in real time. The client's Salesforce record is updated, and Sumo's multi-calendar now provides appointment visibility to the internal staff. Clients can reschedule or cancel in an automated fashion, eliminating the excessive time spent on handling this manually. And long story short, clients can now book an appointment with the right location and team at the right time in about 30 seconds at their peak point of interest. Calendars stay full and new prospects progress quickly through the sales process. So the next part of their go-to-market strategy that needed to be addressed was turbocharging their outbound marketing campaigns. And, our investment firm, our investment firm's marketing team had previously leveraged a solution which deployed campaign emails, which were essentially redirects to or redirecting prospects to a web lead form on their website. Now, with this in mind, Sumo was able to streamline this process using our Sumo's appointment link creator, which enables the creation of specific appointment links, enabling prospects to book appointments with their team using customized Sumo links as a call to action, as you see right here. Once clicked, the client is then taken to a single page Sumo scheduler that enables them to choose the right time to meet with with our investment firm and the resource within. And going from there, choose to receive text SMS reminder updates about their upcoming appointment, invite others as needed, and schedule immediately. And just a quick note here, all the branding, logos, colors, background, fonts can be adjusted as well to match your organization's branding. So this outbound marketing campaign process truly expedites engagement while continuing to fill calendars with new opportunities. So with their go-to-market strategy now set, it was important to address the internal sales process and streamline this to give more time back to their employees. So with that, we're going to move into Salesforce, in which Sumo is a native Salesforce application. And right now we are on the lead record for this gentleman, Ryan Russo. And basically, the first thing we wanted to address here was how Sumo was able to help our investment firm in expediting the process of booking a cross-department client meeting using resource pools, which we'll discuss in a moment. Now that all users are on the same platform, cross-department support for client meetings has really never been easier to achieve using real-time availability and the resource pools I mentioned. So from any standard or custom object in Salesforce, Sumo enables a number of scheduling capabilities, such as our email and invite capability, which we're going to be looking at now. Now, I'm going to play the role of Christian, our sales rep at our investment firm, and he will be booking a cross-department meeting with a client and an additional resource. And I'm going to show you just how easy this comes together. So first, Christian's able to choose a meeting type, which can be any predetermined meeting type set in Sumo, or it can be a one-off meeting typed in at the time of right there in the moment. Now, what we can do here first is look at our location options, and we will leave this as a video conference, which will automatically deploy the video conferencing tool of choice. And then with choosing that this initial consultation here, Christian's able to, or that will automatically populate the duration, any pre or post buffer times that might be needed for the appointment, as well as offer options in how this appointment is offered to the customer. Now that this is set, and because the client meetings require two internal resources from different departments, Christian needs to quickly include someone from the other team. And rather than flip through multiple calendars to see who might be available, Christian's able to leverage a resource pool of all available resources from the other team and add them to the appointment, as you can see right here. And there's no need to choose a specific resource, as SUMO will do the heavy lifting and select a resource based on what appointment time is chosen by the customer. And modes such as round robin or load balancing can be used here to help choose which resource will attend the appointment when more than one might be available. Now that we have this set, Christian's able to do a couple different things in terms of how this appointment's offered. For this particular one, Christian wants to offer a very specific time range, about 2 weeks out, for the meeting with the client and the internal resource. For this, he's able to use custom mode and then scroll down to our calendar here. And within this calendar, be able to choose a time frame that works best for meeting with the client, that will fall into the area of his calendar that he needs it to, is just by highlighting this area, while offering his client the ability to choose a time that works best for them within this time frame. So he knows when it'll fall onto his calendar within range, and the client still has options. Now, once this process is set, Christian can add a message if need be, attach a file, and then email the invite directly from Salesforce and SUMO to his client. And once received, the client will have a customized email with header, footer, customized information in between, and have a call to action to schedule the meeting with Christian and the resource of choice. And when doing so, the client will again see the single page scheduler, enabling them to schedule into the time frame that was offered by Christian, and choose the time that works best to meet with both Christian and a member of the support role. And then, of course, can opt for SMS reminders as well as invite others. So great way to expedite this process for their team, which before took quite a long time. And lots of thumbing through different calendars of different folks on the support role team. So this was a big win. Now, another process that was stifling some of their progress and before was the ability to book a recurring quarterly, to book a recurring monthly client meeting as a touch point. As once the prospect with our FinServ organization becomes a client, they needed a better way to schedule the recurring client checkpoint meetings, as this was really highly manual before. Now it can be accomplished from any standard or custom object in SUMO and Salesforce in a matter of seconds, or from SUMO's multi-calendar, which you see here. And SUMO's multi-calendar is a highly customizable calendar in Salesforce, enabling a holistic overview of appointments booked by individual, team, territory, service type, and more. So what we're going to do now is show just how easy it is to book this recurring meeting session, monthly or recurring meeting session with the client. So Christian's able to either click up here to create his new appointment, or he can look at an opening in his calendar, click right into that, and start creating his appointment directly from the multi-calendar. So in doing so, we'll see the familiar instant booker. And what we'll be able to do is very quickly choose the appointment type. So this will be a periodic check-in with the client, as it'll be happening monthly. And this can be virtual, as we want to eliminate as much drive time for the client as possible, because 12 meetings in a year, that's a lot. And then going from there by choosing periodic check-in, this automatically populates all the time options. And then Kristen's able to very quickly pull his client Ryan up from the participant list here directly from Salesforce. And just as a side note, SUMO also enables the ability to create a new lead contact or person account directly from this process as well, just to expedite processes further. Now, we'll get into the actual booking of the recurring meeting, which, as you can imagine, for 12 recurring meetings could take quite a while. But what Christian's able to do is very quickly click this toggle here and set his recurrence. And as we said, these are monthly meetings. They happen on the last Friday of every month. So it makes it very easy to set this cadence in just a matter of seconds. So we choose weekly. This will be an every 4-week meeting. It'll happen every Friday. And the start date will be tomorrow. Now, going from there, we know that we have 12 events coming up on the recurring meeting schedule here. And then Christian's able to choose the best time to meet based on his real-time availability via his connected Outlook calendar in SUMO. So while we know he's available at 8 a.m. today, it's important to know if he's going to be available at 8 a.m. going forward from here for all 12 months. And that's where SUMO's Generate Recurrent Schedule tool comes in handy. All that needs to be done is to click the Generate Recurrent Schedule tool, and then you have a very quick readout of exactly when Christian will be available going forward for these 12 months. And as you can see here, we have green lights across the board, which means Christian is actually available at 8 a.m. On the last Friday of every month going forward from here. But if he were not to be, and maybe available at a different time that day, he would receive a yellow light and be able to choose a time based on his real-time availability when he would be available to meet. And this makes it super easy to define this recurring cadence in a matter of seconds, and while adding a message if needed, attaching a file, and then booking the appointment very quickly and easily. Our appointment's now booked and viewable to leadership, other departments, and staff members, providing insight into this and all upcoming appointments. And finally, let's take a moment to address increased data transparency and oversight, which is a critical goal to achieve for our client. All right. So during today's session, we focused on streamlining both inbound and outbound customer engagement natively in Salesforce. With Salesforce as the hub of these activities, these appointment-driven data points can be leveraged to provide valuable insights for sales planning via custom reports and dashboards. For example, our first dashboard around booked appointments by organizer and type provides visibility into individual sales metrics by rep. How many appointments are being booked by each? How far does each rep progress in their sales cycle on average? Where are the gaps to coach to and the wins to celebrate? The appointment trend by type is invaluable in assessing which meeting or product types are seeing an upward trend and can take seasonality into account for future staffing needs. And appointment segmentation provides an excellent aggregation of appointments by stage in the sales cycle, or even appointments by product to ensure admins and leadership have a holistic view of what's currently resonating with their customer base most effectively. And let's not forget custom reports and dashboards can be easily created to track important KPIs not listed here. The bottom line is that visibility to past and current performance is the key to effective growth planning and is a tool that should always be leveraged by each organization. I truly hope you enjoyed the journey through our FinServ organization's digital transformation today and how SUMO was able to successfully address their goals for customer engagement. This is not a one-off scenario, as we help clients in the FinServ world to streamline their engagement practices every day. We'd love to partner with you and determine how SUMO can turbocharge your vision for customer engagement. Now, let's see what questions might be out there.
Thank you so much, Ryan. I really appreciate it. That was an awesome use case and customer success story. I do have a few questions that have come up in the chat. The first one here is from Emerson. Emerson asks, if we're holding in-person events, how can you facilitate scheduling follow-up meetings on the spot?
That's a great question. Much appreciated, Emerson. And this actually brings up a great point that we didn't hit on today. SUMO being Salesforce native actually offers all of our scheduling capabilities through the free Salesforce app. This means that you can leverage our instant booker, email and invite, appointment links, view the multi-calendar, and in effect, set meetings on the spot at events, while on the go, on mobile, iPad, or more. So yeah, Sumo really ensures that that process, flies in a very streamlined manner and expedites that on the go. Great question.
You just said something that I kind of want to ask you about and ask you to touch on. You said that Sumo is Salesforce native. So Salesforce native, what does that mean?
Yeah, that's a great question too. As you know, there's sometimes some different conjecture out there around what Salesforce native actually is. And Sumo being Salesforce native means that Sumo is built on the Salesforce platform and architecture. And this ensures customer privacy and data security through Sumo's state-of-the-art data encryption and military-grade security. And in effect, this means that all sensitive customer information and data stays in Salesforce and does not leave. And this is huge because a lot of solutions out there, like browser-based solutions or maybe integrated solutions, can't actually offer that level of security and privacy. So great question there as well, Marshall.
That's awesome. Another question here. This comes from Carrie. How easy is it to implement Sumo?
Oh, excellent question. And this actually leads us into another area that we haven't actually touched on today. So great question, Carrie. So Sumo employs a full in-house implementation and customer success team, and we work hand in hand with our customers to ensure the implementation of Sumo meets their requirements in both functionality and time frame to go live. Additionally, we provide team training sessions to ensure proper user adoption and get our clients started on the right foot while supporting them in a multitude of ways throughout their Sumo journey. And I have to say, we're very proud of our customer success and implementation team, and it is a very much a differentiating factor for our organization. So great question, Carrie.
Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. I think we have time for one more. So this one comes from, I guess this is somebody that came in on their phone. It's Big Papa. Big Papa asks, what kind of show rates do you see for clients using Sumo?
Yeah, that's a great question as well. And I can actually answer that in kind of four parts, to be honest with you, because we consistently monitor, Sumo's ROI, if you will, and in a few different areas. And, based on our current findings, Sumo actually hits these metrics that we'll go over now. So clients can expect a 35% increase in both client and employee satisfaction from having a streamlined approach to scheduling on both ends. 25% increase in employee productivity as these scheduling activities are all very well automated now, enabling them to get back to some more important things in their day, such as face-to-face appointments with clients. We also drive a 70% increase on average in appointments booked by capturing these appointments at the peak point of interest in many of the ways we show today. And also via our reminder engine, as well as our automated rescheduling and cancellation functionality, our clients see on average a 35% decrease in appointment cancellations. So all these come together to really form a very, very robust ROI for Sumo as a platform. So that's a great question from our friend Big Papa there.
Thank you so much, Ryan. I think that's all we have time for today. Folks, thank you so much for attending. Ryan, thank you so much for your brilliant presentation. If you folks that are attending or viewing this online, if you want to get in touch with us or learn more about Sumo, you can check out Sumo at sumoscheduler.com or on the Salesforce App Exchange. You also can contact us and chat or book a free call at sumoscheduler.com or send us an email at experts@sumoscheduler.com. Thank you so much for your time today, everybody, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.